Hello everyone, your voice here and welcome to our channel Sansevieria 101. So for this episode, we're going to feature another inflorescence or flower bloom. So for this month, we have featured a lot of inflorescence or flower bloom coming from Sansevieria hybrids and species. But right now, what I'm showing you is the Sansevieria hybrid that is known as Kalayaan, and it is bred by Glanz Ang. He's a Filipino, and that's why it's named Kalayaan, because Kalayaan translates to freedom in English. In Tagalog, that would be the name of the hybrid, which is Kalayaan. So, what I'm showing you right now is the flower spike, which is it is in a pincer type form in the early days, and then as the days goes by, that pincer like will grow in length, and then the bud skin will one by one be left on the stalk as it grows in height. So we are currently on the budding stages, and fortunately I was able to capture the first day of inflorescence, and I have already or I have also included a screenshot of the first day wherein I have captured it growing the flower spike, and I have noted that back February 17th, 2024. So later on, I'm also going to include the date wherein the day wherein it will start opening the flower tube, or will start blooming. So right now it's not blooming yet. It is in the budding stages, and the flower stalk is growing in a height. On the topmost portion, you will see that the flower tubes are clumped together, and they have not grown in length yet. So in the following pictures, you will see that the stalk will still grow in height, and then the flower tubes are going to grow apart from each other, as what you see in the picture that I am showing right now. So the topmost portion would be consist of the flower tubes, and right now they are growing apart from each other. And in a few more pictures, you will start to see that the flower tubes will also grow in length. So by the way, the type of inflorescence that I am discussing right now is a raceme or a spike raceme type of inflorescence. They are one of the most simple type of inflorescence or flower bloom in the plant kingdom. So for Sansevieria, yes, there are a couple of there are species that have different types of inflorescence. It could be a raceme, it could be capitate, it could be a paniculate. So right now, what I'm showing you is one of the simplest forms of inflorescence or flower bloom of Sansevierias, which is the raceme type. It is raceme type, but it is the kind of raceme which is having flowers per cluster. As you can see, there are flowers per cluster over there, and I was able to count them, and later on I will include that on the notes. I think I have counted them, maximum of 6 flowers in a cluster. Then on the topmost portion, there will be just about one flower tube attached to the flower stalk. So we're still in the budding stages, and in a couple more days, I think it's going to transition into the blooming stages. So let's just this is a close-up, by the way, of the flower stalk, and one of the flower tube opened up. So with regards to this specimen, there is a problem with it, so I'm not really sure, but we will discuss that on the second part of this uh, content. Alright folks, so I'll be back in a bit, and we'll discuss the inflorescence or the flower characteristics for you. Alright folks, so we're back, and this is the second part wherein we will take measurements of the inflorescence or flower bloom of the Sansevieria hybrid that was named as Kalayaan. That is in Tagalog, that is a Tagalog word, and in English that means freedom. This hybrid was bred, like I mentioned on the first part of the video, by the breeder Glanz Ang, and it is from the Philippines. So we're supposed to take measurements of the flower tube and the flower stalk, but what's left of it are few tubes attached to the flower stalk. I'm not sure of the reason why I have a few flower tubes left, but when I have taken pictures of it, or when I was following the transformation, I thought that it was very healthy and it didn't have any issues till I found out a few days ago wherein most of the flower tubes fell off. So for whatever reasons, I do not know, it might be that some insect or supposedly a pollinator was attracted to it, and it was too big that it did damage by going through the flower tubes and having them all fallen apart by going through the flower stalk. So I'm not exactly sure, but I think that is one of the reasons why. But there might be some other factors. But if I compare it to some of the Sansevieria hybrids that I have been following or documenting, these flower tubes did not fall off at an excessive rate. They will fall off when they are spent, but they shouldn't have fallen off when they have not yet bloomed or opened up or spent. However, for this specimen, to my surprise, they all fell off without blooming. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the exact reason why. It might be an external factor, or it might be because I have been watering it excessively. But like I said, I'm not sure, because the other Sansevierias that I have, or the other hybrids, other Sansevierias that are also hybrids, I have been watering, and the flower tubes were doing okay, and they did not fall off. So what's left of us to do here, we have tried to also pollinate it, but it's a failure. As you can see, there are no fruits that were formed. We are left out with only a few flower tubes that didn't even open up, and what's left for me to do is to measure the flower tubes, and just based on the pictures, I can't even count the flowers per cluster anymore. But I can definitely look at the pictures and put in the flower per cluster, but that is now impossible for us to record. We can just I'm sorry, review the pictures of how many flowers per cluster does Sansevieria Kalayaan hybrid has. So what's left of us to do is to take some data, salvage some data that we can get, and measure the flower tubes on it. So the measure of the flower tube would be 23.1. That's almost the same on all of the flower tubes that are left out. Phone is out of focus as well. So almost all the flower tubes would be equal in length. So, folks, just an FYI, some other Sansevieria hybrid or species don't have uniform length of flower tubes. There are some flower tubes in a cluster that are short, some are long, but on this one, I would say that all the flower tubes that we have managed to measure would be at 23.1. So next that we can get out of this or salvage or data that we can get from this plant is the flower stalk height, and by putting in the 24-inch ruler that I use, the floor stalk height would be at 13 inches for Sansevieria Kalayaan, which is a hybrid. All right. So folks, we're done with taking the measurements. The flower tubes, as I recall it, they're white in color. The flower tubes are greenish. Aside from that, that's the only data that we can get from the flower bloom or inflorescence. This is how the Sansevieria hybrid looks like. The tips are very sharp, also a bit sturdy. It can, as I feel it, it can puncture your skin. This is the pattern of the leaf. It is lightly banded, I would say. You can see how the pattern of the leaf would be, and this is a towering type Sansevieria, so it keeps on stacking up. But on the specimen, since it's already shown inflorescence, it wouldn't grow further or grow taller as it is right now. So this is again a mature Sansevieria Kalayaan, and these are how the pups would look like. And right now, here in the Philippines, it is very hot. As you can see, some of the leaves have curled up. But what I can do now, since it's done in fluorescent, showing its flower bloom, is I can excessively water it so that it can recover some of its or some of the leaves that have wrinkled up could recover. As you can see, those are wrinkles, and that is because our temperature here in the Philippines are reaching to temperatures at 40 to 41 degrees Celsius. So folks, I think this is it for this episode of Sansevieria inflorescence, and this is one of the hybrids of Glanz Ang. I will be including it on the playlist where I put all of Glanz Ang's hybrid. I would do so if the breeder has a lot of Sansevierias under my care. I would make a playlist for them so that it's easier for me to keep track of how many Sansevierias I have that belongs to a certain breeder. For this content though, if you have any questions or suggestions, don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. And if you like what I have presented, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. That's it, everyone. Thank you and goodbye.